Hi, I'm Mark Kelly, commander of STS-134, and you're watching NASA TV.
A special good morning to you today, Roberto.
Good morning, Shannon. Thank you very much for playing the song, and thanks for being patient with me for finally get it. The song obviously was in Italian, and I was talking about a guy that is missing his wife, and in this case, I shall thank you very much for playing it, and obviously my thoughts in this case are for my wife Valeria that is in Houston, and we look forward to have the private conference tomorrow morning. Thank you again.
And you're very welcome.
As you've heard now, the Endeavour crew now awake. That special song played for mission specialist and Italian Space Agency astronaut Roberto Vittori. The song Il mio pensiero was performed in his honor at the request of his family. The crew now, they prepare for the day, and as you heard Vittori mention, they are going to turn their focus to the spacewalk preparations. Today, Andrew Feustel and Mike Fincke will be performing that EVA activity. They have spent the night in the Quest airlock in preparation for that spacewalk. They likewise will have some time for personal hygiene before they start suiting up, but all of the activities remain on track for that spacewalk today. No changes to the EVA task as they remain as planned pre-flight.
The crew members inside the Quest airlock preparing for the second EVA extravehicular activity. The two crew members heading out the door are being assisted by Greg Chamitoff, you see in the black shirt there, and Shuttle Commander Mark Kelly, with all of their preparatory activities ahead of the spacewalk, which is scheduled to begin shortly after 1 o'clock in the morning Sunday Central Time. And as Mike Fincke opens the hatch, the outer protective thermal cover.
I will try to get out of your way. Going to come right up near your face.
Which is basically velcroed to provide a thermal barrier between that small space in the hatch. The spacewalk marks the 157th in support of space station assembly and maintenance. This is the 5th spacewalk for Drew Feustel and the 7th for Mike Fincke. The two astronauts are heading out to the work site. They're heading out to the port side of the station's truss structure to complete a task begun on EVA-1 2 days ago, essentially to reconnect a jumper and then flow about 5 pounds or so of ammonia, basically to recharge the ammonia system on the port solar alpha rotary joint side. Ammonia flows through a myriad of intricate systems on the port side of the station and on the right side, the starboard side, to cool all of the equipment and avionics that is operating on the International Space Station. The jumper has now been disconnected from its temporary stowage position, and now it's ready to be mated to the P4 side. The solar alpha rotary joint obviously has been turned off so that array is not turning while the work is ongoing.
Good snapback, good pull, good gap.
Okay, so now we're going to open it, check side loads, depress the button, move valve forward.
Okay, valve is open, button pops up, aft white band visible.
Okay, you said button up, that's good. So then you can close the booty on that.
Okay, and work.
They now have completed the jumper rerouting. The next step will be to go through the procedures for filling the ammonia. And we have confirmation that ammonia is flowing through the line now. This recharge of the ammonia system on the port side of the truss segment of the International Space Station is expected to take only a few minutes and recharge the system by about 5 pounds. Over the course of quite a bit of time, there's been a very, very small leak rate seen of the ammonia, and this is basically flowing, refilling or recharging the ammonia tank with ammonia that's in a spare ammonia tank assembly near the center of the station's truss structure.
Hey, Greg, Forsyth covers.
Go ahead.
Yeah, some bolts are not able to be unturned. They're highly torqued at alpha 6. Looking for to be able to do one turn at a higher torque.
Okay, Houston, copy that.
We sure do. Checking. Endeavor Houston for EVA.
Go ahead.
Yeah, to us we were on crib sheet 16-14 block alpha, and it does say you can do PGT Bravo 7 for one turn only.
Copy Bravo 7, one turn.
EV2 copies.
And
Say again?
Endeavor Houston, can we get a confirmation on which cover we're working?
Yeah, would you like the explanation, Swanee?
Yes, please, thanks.
Like that, I think you just want to... Yes, please, thanks.
Yeah, I'm loosening 3 bolts on cover 17 before I put a red on it. And since I'm very close in the work site, I'm loosening 2 bolts on cover 16. And I'd say 3 out of 6 bolts needed the extra torque. I'll copy.
That's good. Thanks for the lunch. Appreciate your help.
And Houston and Taz for cover 17.
Go ahead.
Because of the extra torque and everything, I've been doing a really good job counting turns. And at 9 turns, cover 17, bolt number 2 did not pop up. So I gave it one more turn, and on the 10th turn, I pulled it up, and it popped up and popped out. The good news is I caught it. I'm putting it in my trash bag.
Good catch, Mike.
it was a little bit of a surprise.
Yep, Houston copies.
Yeah, I'll say, good catch. Wow. And
Bolt 16, bolts 3, or excuse me, cover 16, bolts 3 and 4 were loosened. 1 turn higher torque, 3 turns lower torque.
copy.
Endeavor Houston, we're back with you. Thanks. And we caught that last bit from Spanky about 16.
Yeah, but wait to hear about 17. Yeah.
Okay, Mike, you got a report for him. Go ahead.
Okay, Swanee, are you copying?
We're ready.
Okay, bolt 17, or excuse me, cover 17, 3 bolts came undone. I have all 3 bolts with me. When they came undone, I did not see the locking washer on the back of them, or when they came undone, the locking washer that makes them captive did not float out with the rest of them. I looked very carefully during the process. You'll see it in the WBS. I'll copy so far.
Copy. 3 of the 4 are off the cover, and you didn't see the washers at all.
The one, and let me explain a little bit further to help with the process. I had last we left the program, you knew we were missing 2 bolts, and I turned over the cover for an inspection, and the 3rd bolt popped off when I pushed it in to check the spring. When I had it over upside down, I did not see its locking washer. So I think I have a visual confirmation that we were missing at least 1 locking washer.
Okay.
I'll copy.
Houston copies that, and you could verify that on the 1 bolt left, there is a washer still on that one.
Yes, that is verified. And I think that's the reason why I have 1 bolt left.
Copy. Houston.
I have more, Swanee, if you have time.
And we're ready.
Okay, Taz had some good questions during the LOS. One of the questions was, were all of those ones, they all need the higher torque? The answer is no. I needed higher torque on bolts number bolts number 2, 3, and 4. But bolt number 3 is still with us.
Houston copies. Thanks.
Okay, and then you got the part about cover 16. We have 2 bolts with 4 turns on them. I've been counting really carefully. I'm going to put a red on cover 16 and try to make this one work. We'll do a very careful inspection to see if there are locking washers on those bolts.
I understand. And as from past experience working on those bolts, if you want to stop even a hair short and do quarter turns, that works too.
In fact, I did that on the 2nd bolt that popped out, Swanee. At 8 turns, I stopped, and it didn't pop up, so I did quarter turns, and it popped out, and the rest of it came with it.
Understood.
So that popped out at 9 turns.
Got it. Understand.
But understood to be very careful with these, and I'll work on cover 16.
Endeavor Houston, Freeview.
Go ahead.
We're wondering if Spanky can use, this is a quote now, gentle backhand sweeping motions to get that washer away from the Sarge.
Thank you. You'll be a Hubble EVA guy yet. Swanee and Greg, I copied, and I will try to use a tip pin and coax it out. I do want to be very careful to keep it away from the Sarge mechanism.
And Houston occurs with that. Thanks.
And the conversation that you're hearing is related to a washer that was supposed to be captive on one of the covers that Mike Fincke has released from the port Solar Alpha rotary joint, so the discussion is for him to try to gently capture that washer. Mike Fincke went off to begin the efforts to remove covers to support the lubrication using some brake coat grease on the port Solar Alpha rotary joint, and in the process of that effort, removing those covers, some of the bolts that secure those covers came free, and that's what the teams on the ground and the mission evaluation room are discussing at this point. Those washers on those covers may become flimsy or lose some of their integrity due to the cycles of removing and replacing those covers. So the discussion is ongoing as to just how much of the lubrication effort will be performed during this spacewalk. Through the helmet cam of Drew Feustel, 2 hours, 17 minutes into the spacewalk, he has just mated the early ammonia servicer jumper, and the thermal team here in the flight control room for space station reporting that the photovoltaic thermal control system is holding pressure just fine.
This is only venting that little short line, so right. Just looking for anything. Yeah.
Mike,
You saw it?
yeah,
Did you see my gentle sweeping motion?
yeah.
Okay, that was for the lock washer. I did get the bolt. And you saw how gentle I was till it popped up.
And
Got the bolt, you said?
Yeah, I got the bolt.
Endeavor Houston Preview.
It's your like fourth grade catch, Mike.
Houston caller.
Go ahead, Houston.
Yeah, we were watching very closely, and Spacey was doing a great job on being gentle. And again, he gets the Golden Glove Award for another catch. That was fantastic. We really don't have a good answer now on why that's happening. We're going to have to talk about it for a second.
And Mike, which bolt was that? Which one?
Yeah, stand by. I'm giving you a WVS of the underside. And it looks like the washers that are holding them are in an oval shape. I don't know if that's their normal shape. One appears to be more round than the other. Can you see that in the WVS?
Yeah, hold it there. We're lost your video, but it's going in and out. So hold it there for a second.
Actually, Houston has it pretty good, and that's good. And we're checking on that. I think it's supposed to be circular, so these definitely might be bent.
And I'll give you a look at the other one that seems to be sticking in there the best. Yeah, that one is also oval shaped. And that's bolt number 1 is oval shaped, and 3 was the one that popped off. And I'll confirm that when I turn it over.
So, all right, we're going to go with cover 9 and cover 13. We're going to lube, of course, do the best we can on that. And, of course, as Spanky's working on that, Drew's going to be doing the other vent, the 17-minute vent. And after that, of course, he can come, or during that, he can venting, he can come help. And when we'll get the jumper over the P3B4, we can then rotate the Sarge, and at that point, we'll figure out where we are again and do another assessment and how much more we can get done on the CVA.
Okay, copy all.
Okay, the cap is off of the vent tool adapter.
Copy.
So those big picture words from astronaut Steve Swanson in the station flight control room after the team on the ground caucused.
Okay,
So the plan would be to remove, and as you see, Mike Fincke through his helmet cam, remove 2 more covers, covers 9 and 13, lubricate underneath those, and then assess after the rotary joint's been repositioned any further work associated with the overall lubricating effort.
And I've got steps for you.
Ready?
View here from Mike Fincke's helmet camera as he works on lubricating the top surface of the race ring. To do the bottom surface, they'll have to use a special grease gun with a J-shaped nozzle to get under the race ring. It's currently under cover 9, one of 4 covers that they removed so they could lubricate underneath.
Okay, stand by.
And the team here on the ground is reporting that the Solar Alpha rotary joint on the port side of the station that the crew members have been lubricating is now in motion. This will take about 20 minutes, and the plan is to rotate at 45 minutes, and the plan is to rotate at 200 degrees. It rotates at full 360 in normal operations for every orbit that the space station makes of the Earth.
About another 25 minutes before it's there.
This will spread the lubrication that they have been adding to its race rings around.
Okay, very good.
And then once that's done, the plan is for them to go back and do one more layer of lubrication before they close the covers that they removed earlier in the day. Meanwhile, the team here on the ground also reports that the space station's robotic arm is in motion, getting ready for Mission Specialist Drew Feustel's next task, which is going to be doing some work on the Special Purpose Dexterous Manipulator, or Dexter as it's known, a member of the robotic suite at the station that could be used to install spare parts on the outside of the station without requiring a spacewalk.
The extender plug. Okay, Fox, I think what I'm going to need is actually about 30 centimeters nadir. Give me some clearance. I am in the boot plate. I need about 30 centimeters nadir away from my body.
Okay, 30 centimeters nadir, and give me a couple seconds. And are you touching the arm now?
Negative.
Okay, 30 centimeters nadir. Call you when I'm ready.
All right.
View from Mission Specialist Drew Feustel's helmet camera looking inside the latching end effector of the Special Purpose Dexterous Manipulator, basically the hand of that robot, operating the space station's robotic arm, which is holding Dexter within Feustel's reach, is pilot Greg Johnson and flight engineer Katie Coleman.
And okay, I've got a ret on the CLA cover. The MLI will remain in the bag.
You hear of Drew Feustel and the Special Purpose Dexterous Manipulator arm that he's getting ready to work on.
I see good motion towards my feet.
See good motion?
I see some of the pitch coming. Guys, I need to do the app bolt first again.
Forward bolt
I'm
first.
sorry, forward bolt first.
Same as before.
Copy. One turn.
Required, turn to required torque.
Thank you. Guys, app bolt 18.3, torqued out, maybe a quarter of a turn.
Copy.
Beam is very, very secure.
Okay, yeah, wiggle test.
No wiggle.
Fincke reporting that he has got the second bolt driven on the first of 2
I'll set that up and call you back.
radiator grapple bar stowage beams that he's setting up.
Covers locked.
Each of those has 2 bolts that hold it in place, and he's now got the second of 2 on the first beam installed.
Affirmative.
Close-up look at the work that Mission Specialist Drew Feustel is doing with Dexter's hand, adding some grease to the snares of the hand, which constrict to it's 3 different pieces of wires that constrict into a very small circle to grab onto items that the hands are picking up. Good view here of how the snares look when they are fully constricted. You can see the small triangle they make in the center, which will close around items they're trying to pick up.
Copy.
Already the wiggle test shows this beam is firmly attached, ready to move to the next setting.
Okay, Bravo 3, clockwise 1 is your next setting.
Bravo 3, clockwise 1.
discussions about exactly how much of the tasks we're going to be able to get to today. Again, we're about 6 hours and 8 minutes into today's spacewalk, and the crew thinks they'll be able to go to the 7 hours 15 minutes or 7 hours and 30 minutes mark. So the team on the ground is discussing whether or not that gives them time to finish reinstalling the covers, the four of the covers of the solar alpha rotary joint before they need to come back.
So we have that 30 minutes on us. If you want, we can, again, tag up after we get out there and start the lube and see how we're doing and how we expect the covers to go and make a determination at that time. Yeah, let's do that. Okay.
And it sounds like they've decided to leave that TBD while they go ahead and finish the lubrication of the solar alpha rotary joint, and just see if once they get to that point, if they feel like there's still enough time to reinstall the covers, or if they need to be temporarily stored and reinstalled another time.
Okay, Drew, are you on your way out to your green hook tether point? Affirmative. Okay, but when you do you drop your green, give me a glove and gauntlet check. Will do.
And Mike, I can give you one right now. I'm at the airlock, by the way.
Okay. You can drop the beanbag on the curved handrail.
Done.
And glove and gauntlet check.
Gloves are good. Gauntlets are down.
Excellent.
Headed up.
So you are out headed also to the Sarge.
Roger.
Meanwhile, the team here on the ground reports that the robotic arm controllers are moving in to have the special purpose dexterous manipulator grappled back onto the station's designated laboratory. This is the second lubrication that the team has done of these areas on the solar alpha rotary joint. They started it was actually the second task on the spacewalk to do the first lubrication. Then the team on the ground rotated the solar alpha rotary joint 200 degrees for about 45 minutes to spread some of the grease around, and now they're going back to give it a second coat. Commander Mark Kelly here, waiting on the other side of the hatch in the Quest airlock, ready to help the spacewalkers back inside. Once the crew lock of the Quest airlock has been repressurized. That hasn't started yet, but once it does start, that'll mark the end of today's spacewalk. Currently almost 7 hours and 45 minutes into the today's spacewalk. Pilot Greg Johnson here, taking some photos inside the Quest airlock, ready to meet the spacewalkers as they make their return to the inside of the space station. Johnson, of course, was at the helm of the station's robotic arm during today's work with the special purpose dexterous manipulator. Mission Specialist Drew Feustel installed a camera lens cover on the Dexter arm and lubricated the snares of its latching end effector. With repressurization of the Quest airlock now started, the second spacewalk of the STS-134 mission is now officially complete. Lasted a total of 8 hours and 7 minutes, making it the sixth longest spacewalk in history. Crew went out the door at 1:05 a.m. Central Time and just wrapped that up at 9:12 a.m. Central. It was the 116th spacewalk conducted from space station airlocks and the 157th spacewalk for International Space Station Assembly and Maintenance. The 8 hours and 7 minutes added to that total brings them up to 988 hours and 19 minutes spent on ISS Assembly and Maintenance,
hey Mark,
and a total of 14 hours and 20 minutes just for STS-134. For Mission Specialist Drew Feustel, with his 5 spacewalks, including 2 now at the space station, 35 hours and 24 minutes of spacewalking time for him. That puts him at 30th on the list of astronauts' time spent spacewalking. Fincke is just behind him at 32nd on the list with his 34 hours and 19 minutes over 7 spacewalks, the first of which that was in a U.S. spacesuit was today, of course. And today's spacewalk was the 246th spacewalk by U.S. astronauts.